What's going on, guys? One love out to everybody. We got UFC 268, Usman versus Covington, part 2, predictions, breakdown, guys. Before I get started, smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to this channel, and subscribe to my Patreon account for all the face-off predictions, prop bets, and parlay combination. This is a very good card, guys. Every fight in this card was designed to be good. Every single fight in this card is good. Alright, I'm going to jump into it and knock this out. Not much changes on this card. We have 14 fights and we have 2 championship fights here, okay? And obviously the both fights are just rematches. Covington Usman is a rematch. Namajunas and Zhang is a rematch, alright? Yeah, man, let's knock this out, guys. First fight, we got CJ Vergara versus Osborne. CJ here, he would look for the counters, guys, but would also push forward. Kind of an unorthodox striking with him, kind of kickboxing, Muay Thai kind of base. Majority of his wins are by knockouts. Can get hurt in the foot and knocked down, but he will recover, right? Also can get submitted. Striking looks decent. He's durable and a lot of strong knees in the clinch. So he will fire that knee to the liver once he ties up with you, all right? His opponent here, Osborne. Osborne is going to be the quicker fighter here. Speed advantage on him, man. Also will look to counter, but he will pressure coming forward. So both of these guys are going to pressure coming forward, right? Striking base there, he's going to be the quicker fighter. He would also look for the submissions. In a kind of way, I feel Osborne is maybe a little more well-rounded than CJ. He's going to have the 3 to 4 inch reach there. Like I said, with pressure coming forward. Sometimes the head can be straight up and kind of hittable, but the speed advantage, man, I mean, he's going to be the quicker guy here, and he's going to have the reach advantage. Let me see here. Can also get wild at times and leave himself open. But for this fight, I was kind of going back and forward, and this one I'm not confident, guys, because I can see going either way. I mean, CJ is a pressure fighter, and he's going to come forward, and he can also counter, and his striking is not bad. Like I said, it's a kickboxing, kind of a karate, Muay Thai kind of base going on there. And Osborne has a very elusive in and out kind of flow. His footwork is what I'm looking at, and Osborne footwork could give CJ a problem, because sometimes CJ get kind of stationary, and Osborne is always moving in and out, and that speed advantage plus the movement, you can play the advantage. But I'm going for Osborne here, guys, and I must say Osborne by submission in the second round, and I'm not confident. I can see this fight going either way, and this is an even fight in my book. Even fight here, guys, so be careful, okay? Next fight here, we have Baghdasaryan versus Bruno Soja. Melzik here, coming off the Contender Series there, has a kickboxing base, a lot of kickboxing fights he has there. Very straightforward, man. This guy's going to come straight at you. That's why I said this card is a very good card, because the matchup the guy is very nice. You know, both opponents are going to come forward. This guy here, I mean, he throws everything with heavy, man, with heavy intentions to knock out. A lot of K1 fights, very powerful striking, comes forward heavy. His technique doesn't look bad, got decent technique, quick at the movement, but he can get taken down though, but he will scramble back up to his foot. He keep that pressure on you. Can also get submitted, and he will also slow down in the fight though. This is a guy that has a lot of first round finishes here, like you guys see, at least in MMA. And he does slow down, and he can get flat-footed. But like I said, when he comes forward, everything is just with kill instinct. He just to knock you out, full blast with everything, which can be good depending on who you're fighting. But his opponent here is Soja, which you guys know Soja is from Mashida's camp. He's a karate champion over there. Soja pretty much is like Machida, has that footwork and movement in and out, a lateral, look for the openings, counter striking using the karate, right? Like I said, it's pretty similar to Machida, man. It's like a mirror image. Looking for counters, he would draw you in, you know, have you blast your kicks and punches and draw you in, and then he peppers you up, right? He will also switch up too, I noticed, so he will go more into a boxing kind of vibe, but he really does that. But his hands doesn't look bad, because when you come at him and you draw your power towards him, he will sidestep off, off the center line, and then he will work the boxing. So he's not just popping one shot, like looking just to counter with one shot. He throws combination with the hands, right? But I say he mostly stay with his karate though. So elusive, hip moves around. He throws a Mwashigeri, he throws the Maigeri up the pocket. He moves in and out. His movement is his thing here. His movement is very, very good. It's very, very good, right? And he will also pressure you too at times. It just depends. He can get taken down though, depending if he's fighting a very good wrestler, like we saw here with Mike Hamill. If he's fighting a very good wrestler, it could give him problems. But with Melzik is not really going to look for takedowns, really. And if he does, I can see Bruno stuffing it, because Melzik is not really a wrestler. This fighter is actually a perfect fight for Soldier, to be honest with you. It's a short notice fight for Soldier, but it's a perfect fight for him, because Melzik, he throws everything full blast. And that's what Soldier wants, to come in there and throw everything full blast. I was kind of going for Melzik in a little sense of a thing here, but what I see from Soldier, his movement, man, is just the footwork. And Melzik, he needs a first round knockout. The longer the fight goes, is going to favor Soldier for the win. You know what I'm saying? So I'm actually liking Soldier here, guys. Like I said, Melzik could win if he can get a knockout in the first, but I'm actually liking Soldier. And I'm going to say Soldier by a decision, but I'm not confident. But I like what I see from Soldier, and I like what I see from Melzik. He comes in there with a full blast power and everything like that, but the thing is that there's no setup on anything. He just fire, bam, 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 which is good. He doesn't telegraph anything. But with Soldier, just the footwork, the timing, the precision, the in and outs, the footwork, the movement. With Melzik is going to come straight at you, and that's what Soldier wants, because he's going to sidestep, lateral, circle off, stay off center line, and pop you up with shots and pull off a decision. Depending on the judges now, if Melzik is landing shots, and Soldier is mostly on the counter, if he goes to decision, they may like the way how Melzik fight with the hardcore pressure. We've seen this before, so this is a fight where I'm not confident, and I could see it going either way. So this is like an even fight to me. All right, so be careful with this one, guys. Not confident. I have Soldier by decision. Next fight here, we have Dustin Jacoby versus John Allen. Jacoby here is a pretty well-rounded guy. Kickboxing based. There are a lot of kickboxing experience. He showed his ground game is getting very better though. He's getting back to his foot, especially against his last fight here, where he went to a draw with Ian, not with his last fight, but his second to last fight there. He went to a draw with Ian, show that he can get back to his foot and keep the fight where he wants to keep it, right? He's going to have the 3-inch of reach in this fight and 2-inch of height, right? His performance against Darren Stewart was pretty good. He showed that, his kickboxing is elite, right? His opponent here, John Allen. John Allen will stay on you, man. This is a guy that's gonna push forward and just let the hands go. Yeah, he's gonna stay in the pocket. Kind of a brawling style to him. He can get hurt on the feet though, but he will recover and keep coming forward. So this is a durable guy, man, and he will also look for takedowns, right? This fight here is kind of close, guys, because like I said, even though Jacoby has a stand up, Allen will just keep coming forward. And Allen is a very durable guy, and Allen has never been finished. So if Jacoby, I guess, doesn't finish him, just the forward pressure, it could give Jacoby a problem, but it's a tough one to call there, guys. I know a lot of people will probably say, "Oh, Jacoby gonna win easily." Yeah, it's possible he could. This guy here has never been finished by knockout KO. He has never been knocked out before, but he's been submitted 4 times. Justin Jacoby has been finished though, so he's finished 1 time by knockout. But the pressure from Allen, but as I said, with Jacoby, his striking is very good though. So I'm gonna go with Jacoby, guys, by decision, but I'm not confident in this one either, man. So just be careful with it. But Jacoby by decision, guys. Next fighter, we got Villante versus Chris Barnett. Villante here, he's a zombie, man. he will keep pushing forward, takes a lot of freaking hits, takes a lot of damage, man. But he's heavy-handed, man. We'll also look for takedowns. He's gonna have the 6 inch of height here, and he will fade as the fight go on, man. So, I mean, this is a guy that's just gonna come in and just throw and just take a lot of hits. His opponent here, Chris Barnett. I did more research on Chris Barnett, man. This guy is actually a Taekwondo black belt, and he's pretty athletic guy, man. He does like inside crushing dragon kicks, he does spin kicks, he does high mawashi geris, he dances. He's a very athletic guy, man, and he has actually skills. He's actually his form, his movement is actually nice. He's heavy-handed. Will look to take your head off. He's heavy-handed with his punches. And like I said, for a big guy, man, he can move. The guy break dances. He can pop and lock. You know what I'm saying? He can do all the dragon kicks. Like I said, it's a Taekwondo black belt. He carry around a lot of weight on him. But I mean, maybe if you lose a little more weight, maybe. He could perform maybe at a higher level probably, but maybe the weight he carries around kind of help him more with moving like that probably. So some people, just certain things. Maybe if they lose weight, he may not perform the way how he performs. Yeah, man. This one is it could be a barn burner here, but I'm gonna go Barnett here, guys. I must say Barnett by KOTK in the first round. I mean, this guy will unleash. He come in the first round, just let his hands go, man. And I mean, with Gain Villante, man, I mean, he can take a hit from time to time, but he can also get knocked out, man. And with Gain, he's like a zombie. His defense is just not there. At least with Barnett, even though Barnett carries around a belly like that, he looks like he's out of shape, but he's very athletic. He's a very athletic guy, and he's quick, and he's light. He's actually light on his foot, man. This guy will jump high and do cartwheels and break dance, and he's like everywhere, man. Like I say, he does dragon kicks, man. Inside crescent, flying high kicks. I'm going to go with Barnett here for the win, guys. I'm going to say Barnett by KOTK, guys, in the first round. Not confident at all. Not confident. Next fight here, we got Jordan Williams versus Ian Garry. Jordan Williams here, man. He's kind of durable, but depending on what weight he's fighting at 185, he seems more durable. At 170, he's just not durable, man. So he's fighting at 170. He has more of a wrestling base there. His striking is so-so. His striking is predictable, right? Kind of winds up. You can see it coming. He eats a lot of shots. He takes a lot of damage though, man, and he gets into brawls. He's gonna be the more experienced guy here, but like I said, 170, man, he has no chin. He can get hurt easily. And we see it against Mickey Gall. I mean, Mickey Gall was hitting him with shots and knocking him down. You know what I'm saying? If you look at him against Imavov, he was getting hit by Imavov, but he could take the shots at 185. At 170, he just can't take it, man. And he's fighting at 170 again against a guy they call Ian Garry, who's like, he's a champion over there in Cage Warriors, right? From what I see from Ian, he has footwork, he has movement, man. Can ride his chin higher from time to time, but I guess that's the way he fights. Drop his hand, he stay on the outside, he pop the jab, he works off his jab very nice, a lot of volume. And he follows up from off the jab, like I said, distance and range is nice. Follow up with the mawashi geri from off the jab. He will look for the KO, TKO. Like I said, sets up with the jab, reading for notes here, guys. Follow up with the kick combinations. Now, striking doesn't look bad. He's going to have a 3-inch reach, man. I mean, what I see from Ian, man, the guy's a technical guy. And like I said, from Jordan Williams, man, his striking is predictable. And he's flat-footed. Ian's going to be moving around. I mean, Jordan could catch him with a punch, with an overhand and knock him out. I mean, that's possible because, like I said, Ian does ride his chin high, and Jordan is a more experienced guy. But at 170, man, I mean, I could see Ian popping the jab, and follow up with a mawashi geri. And that high kick just knocks out Jordan, man. I mean, that's possible, man. Anything's possible in this game, man. But I'm going to have to go with Ian here. And Ian making his debut here. And like I said, I mean, anything is possible, but I'm going with Ian. It could be a first round finish here, guys, to be honest, because Williams is predictable. And his hands are just not there. You could see whatever it does. And Ian, from what I see from Ian, he's going to be able to read Jordan like a book. And then Jordan footwork is so flat. It's like sometimes he's square, and Ian is on his toes, moving around, setting up the jab. He knows distance in the range. He's gonna have the 3-inch reach. I'm gonna say KO TKO by Ian here, guys. It could be first or second round, but I'm not going to KO TKO in the second round. But I'm not confident because, like I said, Williams, is a more experienced guy, and then, like I said, Ian has his chin high. If Williams come over the top with that hook, it could knock him out. I mean, it's possible. But I'm going Ian KO TKO second. Next fight here, guys. We have Edmen Shahbazyan versus Nassourdine Imavov. That's a tough name to pronounce. Edmen Shahbazyan here. Wrestling base here. He has a striking, but man, with Edmen here, man, I mean, he wasn't a good little role here, but he's a first round finisher. He's a sprinter. The guy's a sprinter, and he has a mental. His mental state is not there. His heart is not there, right? And he doesn't recover well once he gets hurt, or if he gets hurt. And he's a first round finisher. If he doesn't finish the fight in the first round, he can't carry the fight. And that's what I noticed, man. He will break under pressure, right? So that's just basically it. I mean, he has the skills, but he can't carry the fight. He's a first round finisher. Look, all his wins are by first round, right? When he doesn't finish your first round, then he loses a fight. And if you notice against Darren Stewart, that fight was close, and he almost lost it, right? He will gas out. He doesn't have the heart, the mental state to carry the fight, right? His opponent here, Imavov. Imavov is a very technical guy, technical striking, hits heavy. He can get taken down, but has been working on it, and he will also look for the takedown, right? He will scramble on you. Depending on the opponent, will give him problems. Like Phil Hayes is a friggin' strong wrestler, so it's obvious. But Edmen Shahbazyan has wrestling, but he can't carry the fight though. He will gas out, man. And I just don't trust to pick Edmen here. I mean, can he win? Yeah, it's possible, but I like what I see from Imavov. I think Imavov has more technical striking. He's a more seasoned striker. I'm going with Imavov here for the win. And I'm going to say Imavov by a decision, guys. Next fight here. We have Phil Hayes versus Chris Curtis. Chris Curtis making his debut here, but he was in the Contender Series, man, from 2018, and it just picked him up now, man. From the Contender Series from 2000 and where is it at? Is it 2018? What am I looking at? Yeah, Contender Series from 2018, dude, and it just picked him up now. This guy is very experienced though, man. PFL, CS, he's been around, man. Problem with him though, he has a more of a boxing style, and sometimes he does that shelly kind of vibe. Like he shells up and like bam bam slips to slip, kind of like what Bobby Green does. But about Bobby Green, he would do that, but then he will bounce around and use more of a footwork. Curtis here, he has experience, right? Like I said, come up the Contender Series. He has the hands and he work the body, hit the uppercut, but he can get taken down. Like I said, the way he fights can get stationary. You know what I'm saying? He kind of sits there and like roll the shoulder. That kind of feel is shell up style, but then his legs doesn't really move as much. With Phil Hayes has that wrestling, and his wrestling is very, very grindy, man. And he will get a double single like real easily and grind you up, but Hayes get wobbly on the foot and he can't take a hit. And if Curtis touch him up, uppercut while he's trying to go for a double single, he can get knocked out or get wobbled. So this is a fight where it's an even fight, and I'm not confident in this fight at all, because Curtis could knock out Hayes in the fight and pull it off. Believe me. Because we see Phil Hayes get wobbled all the time, man, consistently. Nearly every single fight he gets wobbled, but he starts to recover though. So I mean, this one is a heads or tail, guys. But I'm going with Phil Hayes by decision, not confident, and be careful because Curtis has those hands, and you can put the hands in him, man, and catch him. All right, but Phil Hayes by decision. The next fighter, we got Iaquinta versus Bobby Green. Iaquinta hasn't been in there for a minute, since 2019. Wrestling base there, brawler. He's durable, but he takes a lot of freaking damage, dude. And his striking is predictable, and that's the problem. He doesn't move his head off center line. He winds up with the shots, kind of flat-footed, and he's going to be the slower fighter here with the movement, right? Bobby Green here, he has a boxing style, but he dropped the hand, he's loose in the foot, he has a lot of footwork there, in and out, keep the fight long, has a wrestling base also. I'm liking Bobby Green here, guys, by decision. I mean, Iaquinta hasn't been in there in a minute, and the way how Iaquinta fights, he just, I can see Bobby Green just jab him up, jab him up, jab him up, jab him up, and jab him up for a decision, man. All right, so I'm liking Bobby Green by decision here, guys. Next fighter, we got Andreas Michailidis versus Alex Pereira. Michailidis here wants to strike, but also has a submission. Heavy leg kicks. Will also look for takedown. He's going to be the more experienced guy here versus Pereira, but he rides his chin high, right? And while running in, he throws a lot of wild hooks, and his chin is right up there to get countered. Alex Pereira, he has fought, if you remember, Easy in kickboxing and beat Easy twice. Okay, not only one time he beat him twice in kickboxing, okay, but he's only 3-1, so he's not going to be the more experienced guy here in MMA, but his striking is on point. His clinch, his elbows and knees in the pocket is on point. His jab and his counter freaking hook is on point. He's going to have the 4-inch of height and the 5-inch of reach. Like I said, this fight here, it could be a tricky one, because if Michailidis come in here and go for a takedown, he may get it, and he could get takedowns. What I see from Pereira on the ground, though, in his earlier fights, he got submitted one time, but then it looked like he'd been working his takedown defense. So it's a tough one to call here, guys, because, like I said, Michailidis is a more experienced MMA fighter here, right? And he's could be more well-rounded. But Pereira striking, man, and what I see from Michailidis, that freaking chin is high, and he swings wild when he coming in. I can see Pereira catching him with that counter hook, man. I mean, that's just me. Again, I could be wrong, but I'm going to say KO, TKO by Pereira in the second round. All right? Next fight here, guys. We have Justin Gaethje versus Michael Chandler. Justin Gaethje here, man. Very durable dude here, but does take a lot of damage, and he has been working on that. He used to brawl a lot, just push forward and just swing wild, man, but he's been working on that now. Doesn't really do that as much. He works the jab and follow up. His fight IQ is not the best, though. That's the issue about this fight. His fight IQ is not the best, right? He's heavy-handed, like I said, and he has heavy leg kicks. His leg kicks will break you down, man, and he has a wrestling base. Gaethje will also fade, right? And he will fade under pressure. Once you keep pressure, then he start to fade. He doesn't have the best IQ. So when he start to fade, he just starts swinging, and just burn his gas tank out. He does that in a couple of fights, especially the fights that he loses, right? His opponent here, Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler, remember, is a Bellator champion there. Michael Chandler going to have the better fight IQ. I feel he has a better fight IQ. I feel Michael Chandler is more well-rounded and uses it. Gaethje has wrestling, but I feel Michael Chandler can take this fight anywhere. He can look for takedowns, he can look for submission, he can strike it. He struggles with leg kicks, though. That's what I was looking at. Gaethje could kick out the leg than Chandler. And there's a time when Chandler had a leg problem with that fight he had. I believe it was with the fight I lost with Brett Promise. You know what I'm saying? That something with his ankle, like his nerve or something like that. But, you know, he has issues with his legs there. But I have a feeling that Chandler can win this fight. Just the IQ. You know, he could pressure forward, kind of avoid the shots from Gaethje, avoid the leg kicks, and possibly look for takedowns and work the boxing. And then look for takedown, just keep that pressure, and just avoid the strikes from Gaethje. I feel like Chandler is a more smarter fighter here, man. In my opinion, I mean, I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? So I'm actually liking Chandler here, guys. And I'm gonna say Michael Chandler by decision. I mean, he lost to Charles Oliveira, but he was winning that fight in the first round until he got caught. Like I said, I feel Michael Chandler his IQ is better, and Justin Gaethje IQ is not the best, man. All right, so Michael Chandler by decision, guys. Could be wrong, so be careful with this one. This fight here is an even fight, so be careful. Sean Burgos versus Billy Quarantillo. Sean Burgos here, decent striker, is a well-rounded guy. Can get taken down. But he takes a lot of freaking damage though, man. I mean, even though he moves his head off center line from time to time, but he still eats a lot of shots. And he has a thing where he just kind of walks forward and just each shot, each shot, each shot. And his fight against Edson Barboza, man, I mean, that knockdown, it was like a, there was kind of like a delay with the knockout. You know, he got hit with a two-piece, bam, bam, and there's a slight delay. And he kind of like wobble backwards and fall. I mean, that's not good, man. I mean, he's going to have a 5-inch reach in this fight. But, man, I don't know. I feel like he takes a lot of damage, man. He's been taking a lot of damage in his fights. Against the Josh Emmett fight, a lot of damage, man. In the Calvin Carter, a lot of damage, man. He takes a lot of damage in his fights, man. Against the Cub Swanson, take a lot of damage, man. His opponent here, Billy Quarantillo. Billy Quarantillo is well-rounded. I feel he will mix it up more. You know, Billy will look for takedowns. You know what I'm saying? He will push the pace on you. And he will land the hands on you and just look for the openings. Billy does take hits too, but I feel Burgos take a lot more hits and I take a lot more freaking damage. I'm actually liking Billy for this fight, guys. Like I said, Burgos is going to have the 5-inch reach in this fight, but he takes a lot of damage, man. And I just can't really trust that. So I'm going to go with Billy here. And I'm going to say Billy by decision, guys, and I'm not confident. Right? Nearly all these fights in this card, I'm not confident because that's how good the matchups are. The matchups are very close. So there shouldn't be no super high odds in this fight, man. Or on this card, I should say. Next fight, we got Frankie Edgar versus Marlon Vera. Frankie Edgar here, you guys know Frankie Edgar, man. I don't even have to explain. He's a veteran, man. He's 40 years old now. He's a veteran. Been freaking WEC, UFC, all over, right? Was he in the WEC? No, he wasn't in he's straight to UFC, really, from variety fighting. Oh, so he wasn't in WEC. So straight from UFC. Been in UFC from a long time, from 2007. Frankie, man, time over time, you know, he was looking good, you know, obviously, you know, your father time, you know, after a while, you know, eventually you start taking a lot of damage now. I feel Frankie takes a lot of damage now. That's just basically it, right? I mean, can he hold his own against certain fighters? Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course. But it takes a lot of damage now, and that's it. I mean, he's still a well-rounded guy, and he will box it out. You know, his hands are still nice, and movement, look for takedown, he mixed up real well. But I feel like he takes a lot of damage now, man. His opponent here, Marlon Vera. Marlon Vera is a well-rounded guy. He's a very durable guy. Starts off slow, though, in the first, but he's been working on that, and he comes out a little more faster now. You know, depending on who he's fighting. BJJ black belt. He's going to have the 2-inch of reach here and the 2-inch of height. Man, this fighter, man, I just feel Edgar is, you know, there's a time when you retire. I feel like he's at the end, you know. You know, there's something called father time, if you want to say, or just, you know, the fight game is that kind of thing where, you know, if you're taking a lot of damage like that, it's maybe time to call it quits. And he takes a lot of damage. Got knocked up by a flying knee. He's not seeing, when you're not seeing the moves and the punches, the kicks coming at you anymore, and you're getting knocked down and knocked out, it's time to call it, man. I like him Vera for this one, guys. I'm going to say Vera by first round, KO TKO, guys. All right. Next fight here, we have Rose Namajunas versus Weili Zhang. Namajunas here is going to have a 2-inch reach here. She's very well-rounded, good striking base, kind of a karate, kind of taekwondo kind of base there. Mostly karate, I believe. I think it could be taekwondo. I think it's one of the two. But she's very good with the movement, very good with the striking, stay on the outside, use her range and distance very well. Her footwork is a thing in this fight, and that's why I was looking at. I was kind of going towards Zhang here, but when I watched the first fight, you know, I watch every single fight on these guys, even if I know them, I still watch fights. What I saw from Namajunas is she's using the movement a lot, and she's using the movement to pull you forward. So if you can be in relationship with her movement and bounce in and out and stay lateral with her and keep working along with it, she's going to hit you with the jab, and she's going to hit you with the Marshall Garry, and she's going to move around you and beat you up. She's going to pepper you up in the fight. What I see from Zhang came out very flat. Will she come out here and move a little bit more? Maybe, but then there's a reach. I want to say is there a reach advantage? I want to say there's a reach advantage. There's a 2-inch reach here from Namajunas, which plays a huge freaking factor. That 2-inch reach is where the jab going to hit her. And then off the jab, then she's going to set up. And like I said, I was kind of going towards Zhang, but when I watched the fight again, like I said, Zhang is well rounded. His physical is strong, decent striking base, have more of a wushu kind of kung fu kind of vibe to her. She got caught in the last fight by the high Mwashi Garry, right? It's the movement, man. The movement. They set up off the move. If you got good freaking footwork and you're light on the feet, and the person is just like stationary and kind of heavy, even though they're a good striker, dude, you can set up whatever you want. You can set up spinning heel kicks. You can set up the Mwashi. You can use the jab to set up whatever you want. You can bam, 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 and move around and pop your shots and pick your shots and keep the fight where you want to keep it. And that's the issue with this fight. And I like Namajunas, man. I feel Namajunas is just the movement. And I like Namajunas by decision here, guys. I don't think she's gonna finish Zhang again. I think that kick, it's a knockout and she got caught, but I think it's gonna go to decision. So I like Namajunas by decision, guys. All right. That's the co-main here, and the main fight on the card. We have Kamaru Usman versus Colby Covington. Kamaru Usman here, man. This guy has gotten better, man. He was more of a wrestler and would take the fights to decision a lot, but his boxing and his power, you could see it, man. This guy raw power now, man. Much better striker, has that kill instinct. And from their last fight, he has progressed a lot. He got better, and he fought 3 times, right? Colby Covington only fought once, and he fought Tyron Woodley, and I think Tyron Woodley had a rib injury or something like that, right? Broke Colby Covington's jaw in the first fight. With a broken jaw, once you break your jaw, man, I mean, a lot of times guys kind of shy away from the striking now. The way you look more to wrestle. But Colby Covington is not going to out wrestle Usman. Because Usman wrestling is elite, right? Colby Covington is striking. He can throw the hands, but I think Usman has stepped up like 10 times more than Colby from the last fight. He has gotten so much better with the boxing and his power. I don't see Colby standing a chance here, man. In my opinion, again, anything is possible, and they could be upset, man. But he got his jaw broken in the last fight, and Colby's Usman is a better boxer right now. His striking has stepped up 10 notches more, way more. And Colby's, he fought 1 time, and Usman fought 3 times, and in those 3 fights, I believe 1 fight where it was a decision, then he had 2 knockouts back to back against tough guy Gilbert Burns and Jorge Masvidal, who has never been knocked out, and he finished him. So I can see Colby losing this fight, guys. That's just me. And like I said, when you have a broken jaw like that, you kind of worry. You're kind of aware of you don't want to engage too much. You want to maybe kind of, not put yourself out there to get your jaw broken again, because it doesn't take much to break your jaw again. So, that's just what it is. So I'm liking Usman here, guys. I'm going to say Usman by KO/TKO, guys, in the 2nd round. And this is probably my only confident pick here, guys. Usman by KO/TKO in the 2nd round. I may have some more confident here, maybe. I'll put it down in my description box there. Quick look at the odds here, guys. See what we're working with. Some crazy odds here, man. Some ridiculous odds. Hopefully not. Carlos Vergara and Odi Osborne. CJ. Odi is too high. That's too high. This is an even fight. Because Carlos is not bad. He's not a bad fighter, and he can strike. So Odi Osborne shouldn't be so high. Odi is going to be the quicker fighter, but be careful with this one. It can go either way. The odds are not right, okay? Soldier and Melzik. Melzik is too high. No, it's too high. The way how Melzik fight favors Soldier. Now, if it goes to the judges, they may like that straightforward pressure, but then Melzik may not be landing that much shots on him, and Soldier just counter him. I disagree with the odds in here. Totally disagree. This is an even fight. Be careful with this one too. John Allen and Jacoby. I disagree with the odds, and I disagree with the odds on Jacoby too, because John Allen is going to push forward. I do have Jacoby winning, but not at 300, maybe 180 or something like that. But the odds on him is too high too. But I do have Dustin Jacoby winning, but still be careful. The odds is too high on that. Chris Barnett and Gian and Gain Villante, perfect, even fight. Nothing to say. That's even. They got that one right. Ian, Garry, and Jordan Williams. Wow, man. Ian is too high, dude. Nah, man. Ian is too high, man. I mean, like I said, Ian supposed can win this fight. Nice footwork, reach, and everything like that. But Jordan is more experienced. But again, Jordan is kind of stationary. He's predictable with his boxing. At 170, he's weak. He can get knocked down easily. He doesn't handle a shot too well. But at 400 for Ian, I disagree. Be careful with this one. Odds are off. I'm not saying Ian can't win, and if he does win, then hey. But still, at 400 is risky. Shahbazyan and Imavov. I have Imavov winning, but I don't disagree with the odds. Even fight is always good. It's even, it's fine. Curtis and Hayes. Hayes is too high because Hayes can't handle a shot, and Curtis can hit. And if Hayes gets a takedown, great. But if he gets caught while getting a takedown, this is going to be lights out. So I disagree. To me, this is, I have Hayes as a favorite, but not at 300. Maybe like 160 around or 170. At 300 is too high. So be careful with this one again. The odds are off on these fights, man. Bobby Green and Iaquinta. Bobby Green at this 190, I don't disagree. Footwork from Green. Iaquinta kind of stationary, like a zombie kind of mode, run forward, take a lot of hits. Green has wrestling, I don't disagree. Pereira and Michailidis. Pereira is too high. Michailidis is a more experienced MMA fighter. I mean, he has a ground game too. Striking is not a level of Pereira, but 5-star standing up, but Pereira being this high, I disagree. This fight should be an even fight, guys. So be careful with this one because Michailidis could take on Pereira. They never know and probably get a submission. So be careful. Justin Gaethje and Chandler. Gaethje at 200 and something. I disagree because Chandler is an experienced guy. Even though he's coming from Bellator, but he's proven to be experienced and he's skilled. This fight here is an even fight. Shouldn't have Gaethje so high because IQ, and I believe Chandler can pull off a win here. So I disagree with the odds on this one too. Billy Quarantillo, Burgos. Man, Burgos is... So a lot of these guys are underdogs. Got Chandler underdog. You got Billy Quarantillo. I have Chandler winning. I have Billy Quarantillo winning. Wow. He's got Sean Burgos high as hell. I disagree. After his last performance there, he got hit and got a flash knockdown and it's like a late knockout. It's like his brain picked up later on after he got hit. He shouldn't be this high, man. You don't know what to expect from him. And Billy's not a bad fighter, dude. Billy keep the pressure on you and keep coming forward, and he will. Billy's a dog, man. Shane, yeah, we work the boxing and everything like that, but Billy got boxing too. Even fight. I disagree with the odds in this one. I got Billy winning though. Vera and Edgar. Vera 150. I don't disagree because Frankie Edgar is a veteran, but Edgar's, to me, he's pretty much done. So but you never know. Edgar could come in here and win. You never know. He could get a takedown and keep getting takedowns. It's possible. You know what I'm saying? Without getting caught by a shot, it's possible. We see Edgar done it before. So Vera. All right. Yeah, I don't disagree with the odds on this one. Namajunas, Weili, Zhang. Even fight, I don't disagree. What we saw from the first one, I don't disagree. Namajunas is a good fighter, and Weili Zhang is a very good fighter. Perfect. Usman and Covington, Usman being 300 and something, I don't disagree, man. What I see from Usman lately, the guy is just getting better and better. I can't disagree with that, right? So the fights that I agree with is Usman, Covington, Namajunas, Frankie Edgar's, Sean Burgos, no, that's the odds are off. Gaethje and Chandler, nope. Alex Pereira, nope. Curtis and Hayes, nope. Ian and Williams, definitely no. Jacoby and Allen, yeah, maybe, but be careful. Bruno Soldier and Melzik, yeah, Melzik's too high. You gotta be careful with that one. And Carlos and Ozamir, be careful. So basically, guys, when I look at this and I see the odds in this card, it could be upside down. We're looking at similar to the Bellator. This could be upside down because the odds on some of the guys are way too high, and they're fighting skilled guys. They're fighting guys who are skilled. So the odds on them shouldn't be so high. This card should be more of a closer card. So when you see odds so high like this, I mean, it's not super high, but like Hayes can't take a hit. You know what I'm saying? Ian Garry making his debut and Jordan Williams experience. He needs an overhand hook. The guy right his chin high. Anything is possible. So be careful, guys. I will leave all my picks down below. Sign up to my Patreon account. Like I said, I'm gonna leave the face-off picks over there, which I'm gonna do that in a little while here because the fight's about to start in like 4 or 5 hours, I think, or something like that. And yeah, man, you guys keep on kicking, and one love out to everybody. Os.